Okay, it's your boy King Killer here from KOS. Let me give you a little information about myself. Naruto wise, I have played through every single Naruto game. Storm Generation, even technically Storm 2, not online though, but Storm Generations online to Storm 4. Rev, I didn't really play like that though, I will admit, but I did get in the style in that game. I am a styler. I did play legit casual. I think legit is a casual play style. So casual, style, and competitive. Now, so what I'm here to talk about today is what makes top players the top players in the game, and what makes characters top tier in this game. But we will have to break down certain mechanics and stuff for that. But a few more backstories about me besides competitive on Naruto and stuff. So for people who didn't know, I was labeled a top 20 combo maker a long time ago when we were popping and everything, and it's when we had all the OG people and overrated stylers. You know, for people who don't know, stylers pretty much know ins and outs of the game that a lot of other people don't know. And really, you know, the stylers give all this information out and it goes to the top players. Now I have been seeing top players have been learning stuff, and it's good. I like that because now it shows like the community itself is evolving, which is beautiful, and we are now getting tournaments for the game. The game's getting hype, and there might be a chance that we may get Storm 5 in the future. Now, would that happen right away? Most likely not, with the Storm team working on Kimetsu no Yaiba. So, but besides all of that, like I was saying, I have went to tournaments of Dragon Ball FighterZ. I've played it against people like Fame96, who, if I'm right, he won Evo like a few times for Blaze Blue. I've played against Tamu, who was an MVCI Winter Brawl champion. So I've played against a few pro players, and I've also went into a few tournaments. Like the recent tournament I went into was the City of Mayhem by the HOC, for people who don't know who HOC is, for Dragon Ball FighterZ. And I've also competed at a high level in Gears of War anyway. I've scrimmed against teams that are right now that is competing in Gears 5. So I'm no stranger to competitive. My mindset has changed a lot because all of this stuff happened after I pretty much stopped styling for Naruto. Now, let's get into this video, or the stream. Okay, so I want to choose 3 characters that are top tier shit, right? So I'm not gonna go like straight into top tiers, but we will get this nigga here. Let's get Nagato, because he's probably like one of the best, I feel like, normal somewhat characters in this game. And let's get Storm 3 Kakashi. No. And Jutsu, we'll use Blackpool. Doesn't really matter who I go against. So, today, like I was saying, this stream is going to be talking about what makes a character top tier in this fucking game. And what makes top players like top level in this game. So, like I've already said, I have been labeled a top 20 competitive player on Xbox a long time ago, so I'm not a stranger to competitive. But a lot of people who play this game really don't understand what makes some characters like really strong. So, there are a few things you want to always note when it comes to this game. And when you're trying to figure out what characters you want to pick up, what characters you think are really strong, and what characters are weak. So, for one, in this game, first hit is really strong. So that's why I got Storm 3 Kakashi, since he probably has the fastest first hit in the game. This shit is very strong, especially after you sub, and then you get behind them, you automatically get pressure. And you can always bait the counter. First hit in this game really means something. What else? Infinite combos. A character having an infinite combo is very strong because this game really, you do not get rewarded for being like hella optimal. So like, Nagato having an infinite combo is strong because you're gonna get as much damage output. That is gonna be really strong in this game. So it's really strong. You're getting hella damage output, plus you can combo cancel. Now, what else makes a character top tier? Jutsus. Depending on the jutsus they have. So for Nagato, one of the best jutsus I feel like in the game, somewhat as a keep away jutsu if you're playing a runaway tactic. Almighty Push. That shit is hella strong. You can cancel into a tilt, and you can cancel into a dash, you know. That's pretty much like the mix-ups in this game, because there is a mix-up which I will talk about like in a little bit. I'm gonna talk about it in a little bit, because mix-ups, I would say this game has mix-ups, but at the same time it doesn't have mix-ups. So jutsu is the main factor. Like this shit right here, this shit literally beats almost, I think it beats everything, or it cancels out a few jutsus. So like, all that shit's strong. Another thing you have to keep in mind is awakening. Sage Martyr probably has the best awakening in the game. Arguably one of the best awakenings in the game. Stun locks too. Stun locks play a key part. Martyr's down combo is a stun lock. Did it wrong. And that is why Kaguya is probably the strongest character in the game. That right there. Because Kaguya's stun locks is fucking busted and broken as shit. Stun locks in this game really mean something. Certain tilts are really strong too, after subbing and stuff like that. Really, it's just, you need to learn the characters in order to understand what is top tier and not. You need to know like what makes certain things very strong in this game. This game is a very fast-paced game. You know, a lot of stuff is very unreactable. So if you can get your reactions up, you will be a top player. Reactions is key in this game. So you know when somebody's gonna dash you in the air, that's pretty much a guaranteed counter. But at the same time, they could dash you switch, you know. This game has a lot of options, which is why I think this game could make it as a competitive game. And that's why it's, honestly, I'm surprised it's getting popular again. But it is. So, now what do you need to learn to be a top player in this game? As a top player, because honestly this is probably the most fun game when it comes to competitive, and probably one of the best games when it comes to competitive. For Storm, I'm saying Storm, I'm not saying every game. First things first, you need to master this shit. This shit right here is strong as fuck. Once you master that, you gotta do it in combos too, like that, on strings. To bait out people, and also to get more pressure, because you actually get pressure off that. And then you get a mix-up opportunity. Mix-ups in this game, okay, I'm gonna clarify this once more. The mix-ups in this game, it's more like there is mix-ups, but at the same time there isn't. I would say more like it's resets, mind games, because there's no such thing as a high-low mix-up in this game. So with this game, what you have is pretty much resets, which I will talk about in probably another stream, because there's a lot of characters that have very strong resets that people play competitive that I do not see used. It's coming from somebody who used to lab this game all the time and legit find tech and post it. So as of now, no, I really don't anymore. I'm still somewhat known in the community, but that's besides the point. But dash canceling is very strong. If you want to be a top player, you need to master this technique. And then after you master just like dashing and stopping, then you need to get to the point to where you stop right in front of them. And then you keep going. Or you can stop right in front of them, and then you can shadow. some shit. So, and that comes up with another point. Shadowing is strong. There are multiple ways how you can shadow, and some people have very fast combo hits. Ito Minato is a prime example. If I'm right, if you go into Ito Minato's like second or third hit, you don't even have to mash B or circle too many times, and his fourth hit will come out from his second hit. Or like, for example, I'm Nagato, right? So if I'm from a distance, I could play a neutral type of game or zone type of game. But with this game, it's kind of hard to do that with certain characters, being that Nagato's zoning in this game is... it's kind of trash because it takes too long. But you could do shit like this. Switch. Boom. You're now playing neutral and zoning. But like I said, it's hard because people will use this. This is pretty much basic neutral in this game. This is neutral. This is keeping space, keeping away. This is neutral. And this game, running away is very strong if you master that shit. So that is another key thing that you need to learn how to do. Sub management and like running away. Learning when to fucking sidestep at right times when they dash you. And then when they get too close, you can do like a circle sidestep around them. Some shit like that, right? Something like that. But it's weird. What else makes a top player in this game? Reactions, because this game is damn near very reactable to a lot of things you do. This game is very fast-paced. Like, it's very fucking fast-paced. So reactions is a key part, because once you play against top players who do this shit, you can't just be countering. Because guess what? If you counter, you get ulted. You're done. And the thing is, even if you switch, most of the time, with how much range this nigga's ult is, you're gonna die. Not die, you're gonna take a lot of damage. So yeah, be mindful of that, because counter switching and counter switching, that is a thing. Damn, I'm surprised I'm getting people in here, because I'm talking about competitive. What makes people strong and competitive? There's two people. Alright. So what makes top players? Okay, I talked about dash canceling. I talked about reactions, and there was something else I did talk about too that was very strong. Oh, shadowing, because shadowing is very strong in this game. That shit is strong. You definitely need to master that. All right, number 4. What else? Switching mechanics, I guess, which really you don't really need switching mechanics to be good, but I still think you need to learn this to somewhat be in the top echelon in players, because even the basic shit helps. So like, for example, I was watching a tournament and I see now that people do things to where, like, let's say if someone dashes you and you're just sidestepping, I see people, when they get too close, they will do a dash switch, which is kind of hard now to do. Yeah, this shit's fucking stupid as shit. There it is. They'll do that, and with the dash, with the switching being nerfed, I feel like people do need to master this. Because honestly, even though it's nerfed and it's hard to do now, I think it takes a little bit more skill now because of it being as hard as it is. You definitely need to master this shit. So yeah, and like, that's not even all the switches you can do. There's a lot of things you can do. You could even switch, do this. And this is somewhat a way how you can get pressure in a way. If you do probably something like that. It's just a lot of things you have to learn in this game. Because honestly, there's still a lot of things I feel like top players don't use that's very strong. Because this right here, I found this shit. And ever since I found it, top players use it. Why do you think they use it? Because it's strong as fuck. You keep spacing, and it's like a super easy way to win if you playing against somebody who has no type of movement. Movement plays a key part, even though I know a lot of stylers are like very good at movement. Movement is very good. If you think I'm lying, Wendy Sensei literally came back, and he placed top 16, probably top 8, I don't know, but he placed top 16 in the last tournament. He is originally a styler. I'm seeing the man play, like, legit. I think he will probably be a top 5 player if he keeps playing. Because even in the tournament, even though Playco was it the first 3? Playco 3-0'd him, if I am correct, but each match was super close. And that is what matters. Even though he got 3-0'd, every match was super close. It's like when people play against Goichi and Fighters, and each match is super close. Like, I think when he played against Subatomic Sabers, there was a few matches against Subatomic Sabers, against Goichi, where he got really close to beating Goichi, but couldn't get a round off of him. So, yeah, things like that matters. That shows that, I'm telling you, Wendy will probably be a top 5 player. I can see that already happening. So, now, switching mechanics is probably like something else that I can, if I can say, that'll make, what's something else that the top player needs to know, bro? I feel like what I'm about to say right now is a very big thing in this game, and learning which characters can counterpick certain characters. Because I'm not gonna lie, the more I see the game, the more I lab, and the more I mess around with characters, counterpicking is a thing. You know, a lot of people don't think it is, but it is a thing. There are a lot of characters that are low tier that could be higher tier. Now, I will probably do character guides on each character, like every stream probably, and like talk about their assist ability, support ability, their items, because honestly items matter too, what items you get. So like, I got defense pill and I got attack pill, so that means I should be doing hella damage to you. Look at that damage, bro. That's crazy. But yeah, there are certain characters I think are very strong. Certain characters that might be strong when they're paired with certain people. And yeah, honestly, that's really it when it comes to like being a top player. I think there's more things ins and out, but ultimately those are the things. Oh, learning how to double counter. So like, which I've never really done it, so I can't help you with that. But, or how to counter a counter is something that's really strong too. Like if you were to dash switch. Alright, so I think that's my top 5 tips on how you could at least start to become a top player. And really, once you match all of those, it'll be strong. So like, switch mechanics, shadowing, dash counts, dash canceling. What else did I say? Fuck, I forgot. And also counterpicking, because counterpicking is in this game, I feel like, after like looking at this game more and more and more, a lot of characters that are low tier, I feel like can counterpick some top tier characters. But that will be something I'll talk about in another video. I'll probably end up labbing each character individually in streams and talk about like what makes each character strong. But now let's talk about that too, because that's also another thing I want to talk about in this, which I kind of already talked about a little bit. Now let's go into individual characters. So Nagato, very strong. He actually has a pretty good first hit. Very good pressure. He can jail too right here, so he has jailing. jailing is like your typical block string in a game, you could actually too put an assist on it to where people can't counter you. If you didn't know that. But you gotta time it right, because if you don't, traps for you, my guy. Trying to do it right. So yeah, what else? If I'm right, Nagato's the only character that can backdash and counter someone who forward dashes him. He's the only character that can do that. They both get stunned. I don't know if they took that out of the game, but that used to be a thing. What else about this character that is strong? Like I said, he has some type of neutral because of this. What else? Decent kunai throw. Chaka Shuriken, you know, basic like everybody else. Which another thing too, for people who don't know, you can actually stop dashes with kunai, so learning how to play stills is very good. And with the double dashing being nerfed, because to be honest, it's kind of hard to do it when you're standing still. You really can't. It's like, I think standing still you have to do it really fast, so I'm trying to do it one-handed. Do it two-handed though. You're good. Because all you're doing is, remember when you're switching in this game, you switch first and then you input everything. If you master that, you got it. No. Jutsu wise, his second jutsu is alright. It gives him some type of neutral. If you throw a kunai, it's a stun lock. Almighty Push will always be strong because of the setups you get after it. You know, you could do shit like that, and you could do shit like this if you wanted to. You could do shit like this. You could do shit like this. This is all type of shit. You could do shit like that. Switch back. You know, there's a bunch of good setups you can do. So, yeah. Nagato, like I said, block strings. He has that. He can jail. First hit, really strong. Almighty Push, you get good setups. Very good setups with this shit. Or like shit, what else you could do off of that shit? Hold up. It's really just like all about laughing and understanding. He can zone, like I said. You got that really strong tilt. This shit is strong as shit, bro. If you like sub, being close up, it's strong. But people can counter, so you gotta be mindful of that. Really good air tilt potential. Yeah. Yeah, Unit 9, first thing you... I don't know who the fuck that is. Anyway. And his awakening. That's another thing. His awakening is fucking pretty good because of the awakening actions. His Almighty Push gets a bigger range. His tilt gets a bigger range. And his damage, pretty much, if you awaken, your damage output will be stronger if I'm right. Damn near every character. So yes, this character is strong. Very strong. This man told me to go to the leaderboards. I'm not even, what the fuck, I don't care about none of that. What? Leaderboards mean nothing in this game, and that's a fact. When I was playing comp, I was beating people that was like, I've almost beat the person who was #1 on Xbox. Leaderboards mean nothing, my guy. I think I'm gonna stop my stream for now because these dogs are barking. But we will talk more about this later. Let's load.